It's Redskins week. Here we go.
Oh, Ed. Football team.
Welcome back.
Let's go! Ah!
Hey everybody, welcome back with another Ed and Eddie Silver and Blue. Talk Cowboys all day, every day. Ed, what week is it?
Washington football team week.
There we go.
Hey.
Yeah, hey, this is a big one. I mean, I always have known Redskins to be a very tough rival.
Who?
This is going to be a tough one, man. I know the football team always comes to play against the Cowboys, but
yes.
Hey, more or less, man, we win this week. We win the division, more or less.
Pretty much. I'm sure that we're going to win another couple games down the line against some of the teams we have left to face. So, only way we could really lose the division is to lose both to the Redskins. And just winning this one alone will more or less seal it.
Yeah, I agree. They've been playing pretty hot.
Yep.
I think that's one of the biggest things is we can't look at them as some brush-off game. Like, we have to treat this as if playoffs are on
They beat
the
a team that we couldn't beat.
Yeah, I know. Russ had less of a hand in that game, mind you, but even still, it's one of those things that I think that we definitely need to come out swinging, man. Treat it like it is a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, I agree. Before the season started, I pegged both as a sweep. I'm sticking to that. I do think that Dallas is going to sweep, but I think it's going to be a little closer than I expected. Dallas is obviously not playing their best ball right now, but I think they're going to start turning it around here. They kind of started against the Saints.
Yeah, I called it as a split, and I mean, whether it's split this week, we lose this week, win 2 weeks later, I don't know. But I have a lot of good feelings about it because first and foremost, we're getting some war horses back, man.
That's what I'm saying. It started last week with D-Law coming back, and now we got Gregory coming back, and Gallimore.
Dude, that D-line is going to be stacked.
They're going to be rotating them. They're going to be fresh. You could kind of see the wear on some of the guys as the season wore on. Osa just kind of lost his effectiveness that he had early in the season. But now, I think it's going to be, for the home stretch, it's going to be crazy good.
Yeah, bringing in Gallimore is a big thing, too. And Gregory, before we forget, he was our best defensive end,
He was he and Micah were wreaking havoc every play, even when they weren't getting to the ball. And now Micah has been, but now with Gregory back and him, can you imagine putting D-Law in the middle sometimes on these passing downs? And,
oh, yeah.
Ooh, it's going to be wild.
Dude, it's going to be awesome. So looking at some of the matchups, our offense against their defense, as long as we can get out of our own way, have the right player management, I feel we have a good matchup here.
Yeah.
One of their biggest threats that I was kind of worried about was their D-line against our O-line, but
Sure.
no Chase Young is a big boon for us.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Well, even before, he just wasn't as effective this year.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, even still, he's kind of one of those players that such a freakish athlete, so strong, so fast that can turn it up at any time. But no Chase Young, and depending on whether Sweat plays either, they're two of their best defensive ends would be big for us.
That would be huge. And how many times have we said, I don't know, that guy's not having a great year. And then against the Cowboys, boy, they show up and they show out. For whatever reason, we're every team's Super Bowl. And I just assume that they sat this game out.
Well, and the other thing, too, is as long as we keep to our prime 3 wide receiver set, as in not Noah Brown, as in Cooper, Gallup, and Lamb, I think our passing attack can do wonders. But the biggest one that I don't know of yet, and I'm hoping Kellen Moore and the coaching staff listens to, is how much are we going to play Zeke?
Yeah. They're saying, they've been very vocal about it. Oh, he's playing 100%. He's in. He's going to do well. I wonder if that's just a smokescreen this week, finally, and they're going to ease his load because he hurt us last week against the Saints. And God bless him, he's given his all, but he just wasn't as effective.
We got to try to get Pollard 15, 20 carries. Let's see if it works.
Yeah.
The coaching staff feels so strongly about not doing, but we might as well. His yards per carry have been way better than Zeke's as the season has gone on. So
Absolutely.
Why not do what's working? And some other guys to look out for on their defense is they've been known to have a great interior defensive line. As good as Zach Martin is, and even though Biotish has turned it around a little bit, I do worry about some of their guys like Allen and Payne lining up over him, and Matt Ioannidis. They got some solid defensive linemen.
For the running game, can we please do more outside runs? Those first and 10 runs up the middle just kill us. We're screaming at the TV every time they do that. And when they pull the guards and run outside, they're so much more effective. I mean, they have to know that. I mean, they watch film, but don't know what they're doing and why they continue to pound their head against a rock running it inside so often.
Yeah, and just, hey, Pollard's fast. Let's run him outside.
Absolutely.
An easy one, too. What do you think about our defense against the road this week, Ed? Heineke.
Hey, Heineke is actually having a pretty good year. Not incredible. He's not lighting it up crazily, but he's got 18 TDs, 11 picks though. So he'll give it up, and I think if we apply pressure, dude, they're gonna apply crazy pressure all game. I'm betting 2 or 3 picks. 2 for sure. They might get 3.
Yeah, and here's the other thing about Heineke, and I know some football fans have been keying on that as well. Due to him being a little bit shorter, he tends to throw it pretty high at times. He can get away with it too, like he has enough athleticism to wiggle outside of some sacks, but he kind of had a little bit of Romo-esque in him that tries to make a little too much happen, and I think it can bite him.
Without his tight end, though, I think, guys tend to rely on their tight ends as a security blanket when they're under a lot of pressure, and he will be under a lot of pressure, and he doesn't have that tight end.
Logan Thomas was playing near Pro Bowl level last year. He's been kind of banged up this season. Fortunately for him, it wasn't like an ACL tear. Glad to hear about it, but I don't think he's going to be playing this week.
McLaurin is, though.
Yeah, that is above all else, and I'll get to their run game in a bit. Terry McLaurin is a Pro Bowl level receiver. Like, he's one of those very underrated players that, due to their franchise, if he played on any other big name team, he'd be an easy lock for Pro Bowl, dude.
Okay.
I do also worry a little bit about their run game. They have been running the rock very well. Antonio Gibson has been a very solid near every down back, and I think that we need to key on him first and foremost. So when I'm thinking about, for defense, some of the big keys to victory are shut down their run game, because they will rely on it. Double down on Terry McLaurin, man. Yeah,
at least shade a little bit. You don't have to do straight doubles, but I agree.
Because it's one of those things, if someone else beats you, so be it, but Terry McLaurin can beat you, so let's put our best guys on him. Third is, I say, go all out with applying pressure first. Let's do that 4-man front of guys like Micah, Gregory, Gallimore, D-Law, but if Taylor Heineke tends to start breaking too far out of the pocket, use Micah as that similar spy as we did against Taysom Hill. He's so athletic that I don't know if there's a quarterback in the league that can just outright get away from him.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson would be the only one. Kyler Murray, I guess you might throw him in there too. But I'll take my chances. Right?
He runs a 4.39. Go ahead, I'll take my chances. Right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so another one final piece before we go into prediction is, I hope McCarthy will be back. Dan Quinn did an admirable job filling in for him, but I'm hoping McCarthy is back, because if there's one thing I've noticed about McCarthy this season is he gets his guys to play for him.
That's true.
Yeah.
Other than one game, Denver, they've shown up every game. Yeah. Old Riverboat Ron on the other side, he can only do what he can with the team he has, and I don't think it's fanboyism to say that Dallas is clearly more talented. And has a huge advantage. He just,
outside of interior D-line, I would say we have an advantage over every aspect, really.
Right. The Washington football team is always a huge game that I look forward to. My first Cowboy memory is the 1974 Thanksgiving game when Clint Longley hit Drew Pearson on that bomb to win it. So the Redskins back then were always a huge rival, as you know. Crazy Ray and the Tomahawk guy over there. It was just always a big rivalry that I look forward to, so can't wait for this one.
Yeah, I personally dislike it. My first memory was Santana Moss just absolutely burning Roy Williams, and I was just like, why can't he cover that guy?
That was triplets night too. God damn it.
Right. So, prediction time, Ed. What do you got?
Prediction time. I think all the guys coming back is going to make a huge impact on D. I can't see them scoring 20 points. I'd be shocked if the Washington football team scores 20 points. So I'm going to say 31-17 Dallas.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I was going to say 28 17 Dallas.
Okay.
I think our offense still has a little bit of sputtering, but I think our defense is going to come in red hot. We're going to shut down that run, and I think, kind of like you said, we're going to force Heineke into a few picks. He's going to get sacked, he's going to get pressured, and he's going to throw one too many high passes, and Diggs is going to have another pick.
Hey, I like it.
So everybody, what do you think in the comments below? You think this is going to be a big time shootout? You think it's going to be another grinding slugfest?
I hope not.
Let us
I'm done with those.
Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, please subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that like button, because every time you do, an Eagles fan cries.
All right, everybody. See you Sunday.